Greetings and welcome. How are we all feeling today? When it comes to our mental well-being, thoughts and emotion play a huge role. How we think determines how we feel, and what we feel determines how we think. And we all have good thoughts, good emotions, bad emotions. But the ones you feel and think the most are the ones that you reinforce the most. If you have a very negative mindset, you're going to attract more negative thoughts. And because of that, you will feel bad. If you are a more optimistic person and you have positive thoughts, you're going to keep reinforcing that because you know why? It feels good. It feels so good to reinforce good, healthy thoughts and healthy emotions. And we often end up having a lot of destructive thoughts and feelings. There are parts that are good, there are parts that are bad, and some parts may be worse than other parts. But the point is, our thoughts and emotions play a huge role in our lives because you cannot think something without having an emotional reaction to it. You cannot feel something without thinking about the experience and processing and internalizing the experience. That has to do with your cognition. So it's important that you start recognizing destructive thoughts and behaviors and thoughts and feelings, because the more you reinforce destructive thoughts, the more you reinforce destructive feelings, the more self-destructive you will become. Because destructive thoughts are things that will bring you down, add worry, add self-doubt, oh, things never go right for me, that type of thing. That's destructive. And feelings of intense anger, intense aggression, intense emotion, very erratic emotion, that's destructive because that's going to ruin your quality of life because you're not able to deal with that situation because you become very emotionally dysregulated. And if we cannot manage our thoughts, then we become emotionally dysregulated. Then we may struggle even more to regulate our feelings and regulate our emotions. It may become incredibly difficult because the worse you feel, the worse you feel. And the worse you feel, the less likely you are to reinforce good, positive, healthy thoughts and reinforce actually feeling good, feeling fulfilled, setting goals, becoming motivated, developing a passion for life. And we can't do that if we are self-destructing, because negative thoughts and negative feelings really damage your sense of self, really damage how you see yourself, how you view the world, and how you internalize your own reality. We must really recognize these thoughts and these emotions before they get so severe that they cause things like overwhelm, overthinking, over catastrophizing, stress, all of those things. So it's important that you recognize what is not healthy in your thought process, what is not healthy, what is holding you back, what is making you feel bad. And then stop reinforcing it. Reinforce the opposite. Reinforce thoughts about the things you've done, your successes, what you enjoy, who you love speaking to. It's so important that destructive thoughts and emotions, and we direct it towards healthier, more constructive thoughts and emotions. An important first step towards identifying and recognizing destructive thoughts and emotions are taking notes. Start taking notes. Even if it's just a mental note, make a note in your mind. Okay, I am reacting like this and this now, and it's because I'm thinking about this and this. It's called thought backtracking, that you make yourself aware of what you've been thinking the whole day that could maybe cause you to feel overwhelmed or overstimulated or overstressed. So it's important to start taking note of your thoughts and emotions and how they make you feel. When you are aware of your emotional response to your thoughts, it is easier to emotionally regulate, and you are able to emotionally regulate better. And then choose what you engage in, because as I said, we reinforce the things we experience and we relate to most. So choose what you are going to let pass you by, and choose what you're actually going to allow to affect you at this moment. What you engage in has to do with what you reinforce. The more you engage in negative thoughts, the more you're going to reinforce them. So it's important to understand that you decide which thoughts you engage in, which emotions you allow yourself to feel, and at which intensity. It's all about self-regulation and self-management. An important thing to think about with destructive thoughts and emotions is that if it's not helping you, it's harming you. If you are not seeking out a way to constantly improve and grow and to be better, then it's holding you back. Even if it's just a neutral thought, it could still be taking up space in your mind. Remember, the mental clutter is a real problem because it gives you less space to grow, gives you less space to self-develop. So if it's not helping you, it's most likely harming you. So if you can identify what's helping you and see that that's helping you, then it will be easier to identify what is harming you. Because if most of your psyche is about harming yourself with destructive thoughts and feelings, then your psyche is going to become ill and you'll start struggling with mental conditions. The more you reinforce negative feelings and thoughts, the more they will remain. It's the law of attraction. What we manifest, we create. What we manifest, we receive. What we perceive, we receive. So it's important to understand that even just by engaging in that thought, that could still be seen as reinforcement. The more attention you pay to something, the more prominent it will become, because what we focus on, we feel. And we feel deeply what we focus on. So it's important to change the way you think about things, change the way you think about life, and change the way you think in general. Even if you have to force yourself to have more optimistic thoughts, it will be extremely beneficial and will get you out of this negative thinking cycle and overanalyzing and overthinking and catastrophizing and worrying and stressing. We fall into a cycle of destruction, and it becomes so deep that we don't know how to get out. I mean, don't let your mind run away with you. You are the pilot. Don't let your mind run away with you. Don't get stuck in the cycle of overthinking and catastrophizing and making things worse than they actually are. Because if you allow your mind to run away with you, you'll be stuck in this negative thought cycle and you'll struggle with emotional regulation. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that beautiful person. Stay strong wherever you're from. You are worthy.